I'm sitting at a table in the corner of the cafe, fiddling with the edge of my napkin and watching Dasha nervously twirling a spoon in her coffee cup across from me. Her fingers are shaking, and her lips are pressed into a thin line. I haven't seen Dasha like this for a long time. She glances at the door, then at me, and something sharp flashes in her eyes like a shard of glass. Vlad, are you sure you want to know? Her voice is low, a little hoarse, as if she hadn't slept half the night. Or cried. I do. I answer, trying to control myself. My hands clench in a fist under the table, but I force them to relax. Dasha, I'm not stupid. For a month now you've been somehow not mine. Tell me straight. She looks away, looks somewhere to the side, at the display case with pastries. There behind the glass, everything is neatly laid out, neat rows, bright colors. But with her and me, it's the other way around. Chaos, cracks, words that cut like knives. Dasha sighs, and I see her shoulders sag, as if she's giving in. Okay, she says quietly. It's Misha. Misha, I ask again, and a lump forms in my throat. Who else, Misha? You don't know him. She finally looks me in the eye, and there's a mixture of guilt and defiance in her gaze. He works with me. In accounting. It didn't just happen that way. I am silent. A second, two, three. My head is buzzing, as if someone turned on an old TV with static. Misha. Some Misha from accounting. I picture him, probably tall, with a neat haircut, in those stupid shirts with rolled-up sleeves. Or maybe he's balding, with a pot belly, but with a charming smile? Who cares? He's not me. And Dasha is my wife. She was mine. And what for a long time? I ask, and my voice sounds muffled, as if coming from underwater. About 2 months, she lowers her head, fiddling with the spoon harder. At first we just drank coffee after work. Then, I understand. I nod, although inside I'm seething. So, I'm sitting at home, waiting for you to come home from your overtime, and you're with him, drinking coffee? Vlad, don't start. Dasha jerks her head up, and her eyes are shining, either from tears or from anger. You're always busy, either football with friends or the garage, where your mom calls every 5 minutes. And what about me? I'm alone, Vlad. I want someone to notice me too. I lean back in my chair, look at her, and don't recognize her. Dasha, my Dasha, with whom we've been together for 10 years, with whom I carried suitcases up to the 5th floor without an elevator when we first got married. She has light hair, always a little disheveled, and a habit of biting her nails when she's nervous. She's afraid of heights, loves the smell of rain, and can't stand it when I leave a wet towel on the couch. And now here, Misha. It's like someone just took me out of her life. So what now? I ask, try not to lose my temper. You're with him, and that's it? And should I step aside? I don't know, Vlad. She shakes her head, her voice shaking. I am confused. It's easy with him. He listens. And you stopped a long time ago. Stop. I almost laugh, but the laughter comes out bitter. Yes, I asked you every day how you were. You yourself were silent, Dasha. You yourself withdrew into yourself. She is silent, looking in her cup, and I see a tear running down her cheek. One small, but so heavy that I want to get up and leave. But I sit, because my life is falling apart right here, at a table in a cafe with shabby tablecloths and the smell of freshly brewed espresso. Asterisk, 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 Dasha, and I got married when we were 25. I was working in construction then. She was in a small company, calculating some invoices. We lived in a rented one-room apartment where the faucet was always leaking, and in the winter there was a draft in the cracks. But we were fine. She cooked her signature cutlets, and I fixed everything that broke. Then our daughter, Anya, was born, and life spun faster. I went to a car repair shop. Dasha got a job at a big company. We had some money. We moved into a 2-room apartment, even bought a car. And then something broke. Not right away, gradually. I started staying late with friends. She was at work. Conversations turned into buy some bread, and don't forget to pick up Anya. And now here it is, Misha. Do you love him? I ask, and my voice breaks. Dasha is silent for a long time, too long. Then she looks up, and I see confusion in them. I don't know, she whispers. Maybe yes, maybe no, but with him I am alive, Vlad. And with you on board. These words hit like a slap in the face that I open my mouth to say something, but my throat is dry. A couple comes into the cafe, young, laughing, holding hands. And Dasha and I sit like two strangers with a wall between us. And Anya, I ask finally, have you thought about her? Of course I have. Dasha almost screams, but then stops short and looks around. I think about her every day, but I can't live for her alone, Vlad. I'm a human being too. A human being. I repeat, and something inside me breaks. And I then am not? Am I furniture to you? Did I come eat, sleep? You're upsetting everything. She slapped her palm on the table, and the cup clanks. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but it did. And I don't know how I feel now. I look at her thin wrists, at the mole above her eyebrow, at the way she bites her lip. And I understand that I love her. I still love her. But this love is like an old sweater, warm, familiar, but already full of holes. Let's do it this way, I say, and my voice sounds tired. You think about it. You decide. And I'll stay with my brother for now. Anya will stay with her mom. Vlad, she begins, but I raise my hand. No need, Dasha. Just think about it. And then you'll tell me. I get up, throw a couple of crumpled bills on the table, and head for the exit. It's cold outside. The wind is blowing in my face, but I don't even zip up my jacket. One thing is spinning in my head. Misha, some Misha. And I'm Vlad, who thought we still had a chance. Dasha sits in the cafe for another 10 minutes. I see this through the glass, standing on the other side of the street. She looks in her empty cup, then takes out her phone, dials something. Maybe she's texting him, or maybe she's texting me. But I don't check. Not now. Let him decide, and I don't know what to do yet that I walk down the street without turning around, although each step echoes in my chest like a hammer blow. The wind ruffles my hair, gets under my jacket, but I don't care. Her voice is spinning in my head. With him, I'm alive. Alive. And with me then, dead? 10 years. And just like that, in one fell swoop, everything is crossed out. I turn into an alley where there is less light, fewer people. I want silence, but inside it is noisy, like a construction site in the middle of a shift. The phone in my pocket vibrates. I take it out, Dasha. A short message. Sorry. I look at the screen and my fingers freeze. What should I answer? I forgive you. Go to hell. In the end, I just put the phone back. Let her deal with her sorry. Herself. Why, brother? Seryoga smells of fried potatoes and machine oil. He meets me at the threshold of his bachelor pad, a 2-room apartment where the sofa is covered with tools and a frying pan is always standing in the kitchen. So, have you crawled home with the family? He grins, but his eyes are serious. Seryoga is 3 years younger than me, but he looks older, stubble, wrinkles around his eyes, calloused hands. He is a car mechanic, like me, only without a wife and children. Free, as he says himself. Let's not joke around, I mutter, throwing my bag in the corner. I'll stay with you for a couple of days. Even for a month, he shrugs, puts a mug of beer in front of me. Tell me what happened. I take a sip, wince. The beer is warm, flat. But I tell you, briefly, without details, about Dasha, about Misha, about how she looked at me in the cafe as if I were a stranger. Seryoga listens, twirls the lighter in his hands, clicks the lid. What a fool your Dasha is, he says finally. You move mountains for her. And she wanted some Misha. An accountant, you say? But he probably can't even hammer a nail. Maybe she doesn't need nails, I answer quietly. She probably needs to talk. And I think I kept quiet. I kept quiet, or not, Seryoga waves his hand. Women, brother, it's a mystery. One thing today, another tomorrow. Listen, don't you want to talk to this Misha? Like a man. I shake my head. No, I don't want to. What am I going to tell him? Give me back my wife. It's funny, and he won't give her back. She left herself. If not with her feet, then with her heart. The night passes hard and I lie on the sagging sofa, listening to Seryoga snore behind the wall and think about Anya. She is 8. She is at my mother's now. Well, I tell her. Mom and Dad had a fight. Or the truth. No, I can't tell the truth. She is Dasha's copy. The same blonde hair, the same stubborn look. And I have always been a hero to her. She fixes cars, brings candy, chases pigeons from the balcony. How can I be a hero now if everything at home has collapsed? In the morning, I call my mother. She immediately feels that something is wrong. Maternal instinct. Damn it. Vlad, what's wrong with you and Dasha? Her voice is stern, but with anxiety. She is 62, her hair is gray, but her back is straight, like a girl's. She always loved Dasha and me like her own. Even when we argued, she made peace. I'll tell you later, Mom. I wave my hand dismissively. How is Anya? Anya is fine. She's playing with her dolls. But she asks when you're coming. Vlad, don't keep it secret. What happened? We got separated for now. I squeeze out. I'm at Sarioga's. Dasha's at home. Mom is silent. Then she sighs so heavily that I can almost hear her shaking her head. 10 years down the drain, she finally says, You talk to her again. At least for Anya's sake. I'll talk. I promise, although I don't believe it will change anything. The day drags on like rubber. I take a day off from work, sit at Sarioga's, stare at the TV. There's some kind of melodrama. A woman is crying, a man is yelling, then they hug. I turn it off. Reality is already sickening. Dasha calls at lunchtime. I stare at the screen for a long time, then finally pick up the phone. Vlad, we need to meet. Her voice is tired but firm. Today, in the park by the fountain. At 6. Why? I ask, and a lump in my throat again. Just come. She falls silent, and then adds, Please. I agree. Not because I want to, but because I can't do otherwise. She's a part of me. Even after everything, I'm at the fountain at 6. The park is almost empty, only a couple of old ladies on a bench and a dog running around somewhere in the distance. Dasha arrives 5 minutes later. She is wearing the coat I gave her 3 years ago and the scarf her mother knitted. She stops a few steps away and looks at me, eyes red but dry. I thought all night. She begins without preamble. And I realize that, what I did, Vlada. What did I do? I ask again, and my heart is pounding as if it wants to jump out. I broke up with Misha, she says quietly but clearly. I told him in the morning. He didn't even argue. And then I sat there and realized that this is not it. Not mine. You're mine, Vlad. And Anya. And I'm a fool, right? I'm silent. I look at her, at how she fidgets with the edge of her scarf, how she bites her lip. And I see the Dasha I met 10 years ago, confused, real, mind-up fool. I agree, and my voice trembles. But I'm good too. I could have noticed earlier that you were unwell. She walks towards me, and I don't move away. She hugs me, tightly like before, and I feel something letting go inside. Not all at once, not completely, but it lets go. We'll get through this, right? She whispers into my shoulder. We'll get through this. I answer, and for the first time in days I believe it. The wind rustles in the bare branches, the fountain gurgles, and we stand in the middle of the park like two fools who almost lost each other. And I know, the road back will be long, but we'll go, together. Because Anya is waiting. Now we stand by the fountain for another 10 minutes, silent, just holding on to each other. The water splashes, reflecting the lanterns, and there's something soothing in that sound, like breathing after a long run. Dasha presses herself closer to me, and I feel the warmth of her cheek through the fabric of my jacket. My head is empty. No anger, no resentment, only fatigue and a strange relief. As if the storm had passed, leaving behind wet earth and silence. Shall we go home? She asks finally, moving away a little, looking into my eyes. There is no longer that sharp pain in her gaze that was in the cafe, but the shadow of guilt remains. And I know that it will not go away so easily, neither for her, nor for me. Let's go, I nod. But first, let's go to Mom's for Anya. She's probably been buzzing her ears about us there. Dasha smiles faintly, and I see the corners of her lips trembling. She nods, takes my arm, and we walk to the car. My steps echo loudly on the asphalt. The wind throws small drops from the fountain into my face, but I am no longer cold. Next to her, it's not cold. Mom meets us at the threshold with a face as if she's ready to either hug or scold. She holds a towel in her hands, which she uses to dry her hands, a habit she has had since childhood. When she is nervous, she always fidgets with something. Finally, she says, looking first at me, then at Dasha. Anya is already asking where you are. Come in. I'll put the kettle on. Mom, don't. I begin, but she is already waving her hand. We have to. You're both so pale. It's scary to look at you. Anya, come here, Mom and Dad have arrived. Anya runs out of the room, wearing pajamas with rabbits, her hair disheveled, holding a doll with a torn-off leg. She rushes to me, hugs my legs, then switches to Dasha. Where have you been? She asks, and her voice is ringing like a bell. Grandma said you were busy, and I was waiting. We were solving things. Dasha squats down, strokes her head, and I see her fingers tremble slightly. Now that's it. We'll be home. Anya looks at us suspiciously, but then smiles and pulls Dasha by the hand into the room to show her how she drew a dog. I stay with Mom in the hallway. She looks at me with a long look, and I know what's about to start. Vlad, are you sure everything will work out? She asks quietly, so Anya can't hear. I love Dasha like a daughter, but if she did something like that, I'm sure, Mom, I interrupt. Not right away, but it will work out. We're both to blame, and we both want to fix it. She chuckles, but doesn't start arguing. She just nods and goes into the kitchen, muttering something about a kettle. And I stand there, watching Dasha and Anya giggle over the drawing, and I realize that it's worth trying for this. For them. Everything is unusually quiet at home. Anya fell asleep in the car, and I carry her into the room. Dasha follows, takes off her coat, throws it on a chair, like before when we first started living together. I put Anya to bed, cover her with a blanket, and Dasha stand in the doorway, watching. Then she comes over, sits on the edge of the bed, and straightens her daughter's hair. She won't know anything, right? She whispers, and there's anxiety in her voice. She won't know. I answer just as quietly. This is between you and me, and let her grow up and not know. Dasha nods, and I see her shoulders relax. We leave the room, leaving the door ajar, a habit, so that we can hear if Anya calls. In the kitchen, Dasha puts the kettle on, and I sit down at the table and look at her. She is different, not the one who was in the cafe, and not the one who left for Misha. But she is still mine, and I am different too. Not the Vlad who waved his hand at her tiredness, who thought that everything would work out on its own. Will you forgive me? She asks suddenly, without turning around, while pouring water into the mugs that I am silent for a second too. Then I get up, go up to her, put my hands on her shoulders. She freezes, waits. You will forgive me if you forgive me, I say, and my voice is hoarse. For not seeing, not hearing. I forgave, she whispers. And you? And I nod, and we stand like that until the kettle starts whistling. The night passes peacefully. For the first time in a long time, we sleep in the same bed, without turning away from each other. Dasha breathes evenly, her hand is on my shoulder, and I feel the warmth spreading across my chest. In the morning, we wake up to Anya bursting into the room screaming, Dad, Mom, get up. I'm hungry. We laugh, quietly, so as not to wake the neighbors, and I understand that this is the beginning. Not the end, but the beginning. Misha remains somewhere there, in the past, like a shadow that melted in the sun. Dasha changes. She speaks more often, looks me in the eyes more often. Me too. I am learning to listen, to notice. Sometimes I catch myself thinking that I'm angry that I remember, but then I look at Anya, at Dasha, and let go, because a family is not a perfect picture. These are cracks that we ourselves fix, and we fix them, day after day. And a month later, Dasha brings home flowers, just like that, for no reason. She puts them in a vase, smiles, and says, these are for you. So you know that I'm here, and I know. We both know.